Development Goal 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities, Sustainable Goal 12, Responsible Production and Consumption, Sustainable Development Goal 13, Climate Change, and Sustainable Development Goal 14 out of 17. Life underwater, 5 and 15 is life on land. So there's so much to do and so little is being done. And one is not sure whether we'll be able to achieve this target of not allowing the average global temperature to go beyond 1.5 degrees above the last century's level. These are the nationally determined contributions which have been submitted to the UNFCCC, United Nations Framework for Convention on Climate Change. And this is what Government of India has promised, and hope that by these 2030, 50% of our energy will be from renewables, is the main thing. And by 2070, we will have net zero, we'll reach net zero. And the lifestyle environment, जितना हमें कश्मीर में चाहिए, कभी एक दिन इसके लिए, I hope the VC will spend one day or one session on this. Thank you very much.
So really you can care about the environment. So what normally I would like to mention about the ecosystem biodiversity requires a conservation measures. These conservation measures to maintain the composition, the structure, the functional attributes of a variety of life of living system for sustainability. The SAR has given the 3 important goals related to the Sustainable Development Goals. Goal number 13, goal number 14, and goal number 15. But I tell you, all the 17 goals are related to the improving the quality of life. So these 3 are directly related to the ecosystem which are mentioned by him. So now I would like to come to the things, because if you look at the population aspect, on this population aspect, so the planet has been evolved over billions of years, but if you see 10,000 years ago, on this planet only 5 million people were living. 10,000 years ago, that is 50 lakhs. Today if you look at it, is 8 billion people are living. To touch 1 billion, it took almost to 12,000 years almost. It is the 18th century, the 1 billion has touched. It was in 1950, the 2.5 billions, and it was 2010, it became the 7 billions. And 2010 to 2023 today, it is 8 billions of population. How it has happened? It is mainly because of the advances in science and technology. So that has made to improve the quality of life. If you know, in the early part of the century, there are 250 million people have died because of the smallpox. And India alone, 75 million people have died because of the plague. All these infectious diseases, today we are able to curtail through medicines and through prediction methods. Today the climate change, even the floods, we are able to get meteorological warning system and so on. But one of the things just I would like to mention, each and every student under shared responsibility should set certain objectives. First and foremost, identifying and understanding the threats to environment. The secondly, how to minimize the impacts of climate change and other factors. Thirdly, how to protect and restore native vegetation and ecosystem, especially the Kashmiri people. This one is most important. How to keep the native system and ecosystem, native vegetation and ecosystem in this region. Secondly, the control invasive species and mitigate dry land salinity. So this may not be your area, but you can tell other people so importance of this. And maintain and record of ethnobiological knowledge. So other day, just when I was interacting with the Principal Secretary of Science and Technology of Jammu and Kashmir. He was mentioning about there is a rich biodiversity already recorded and reported. You people, as an environment and conscious person, you should go through such books that are available from this particular region. Next, improve scientific knowledge and access to information. So that is one of the important aspects. And finally, promote ecologically sustainable utilization of resources. This is one of the important aspects. So, you know, the sustainable development intend to ensure primarily the viability of our world in the long run and create a harmonious balance between economic development, the preservation of ecosystem, and the improvement of our quality of life. So that's we have to see the planet, people, and profit. The three should go together in an equitable way. So natural resources are to be distributed and used in a socially equitable fashion. So, as you mentioned, there are three important aspects of there. The sustainable development meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their needs. So if you compromise today for your own comfort, tomorrow.
Janaab Khurshid Ganaie Sahab, ex-advisor to the Honorable Lieutenant Governor Jammu and Kashmir. Mr. Irfan Shah Sahab, Conservator, South Circle, not South Kashmir. And Saqib Sahab, who is a very active member of the People's Environmental Council, called PEC, of which I am also a member. Very good afternoon. So unfortunately, I am not in a position to give the presidential address, but out of, love and courtesy and respect to the, honorable guests, I made it here, so I am not feeling well. So I will not be able to, give a lecture, but so two experts,
Good afternoon. I joined my Honorable Vice Chancellor in also saying that I am not feeling well today, unfortunately. So, but since I have been asked to give the vote of thanks, so I couldn't say no. And second thing that I have been cautioned by my Dean of Students to be very short because there is going to be a panel discussion. However, as the registrar of the university, I express my heartfelt thanks to all those who have made this event very successful, particularly my thanks to the chief guest of this event, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Central University of Kashmir, Professor Ravindranath, the guest of honor, Khursheed A, IAS retired and the former bureaucrat, as well as the former advisor to the governor of erstwhile state Jammu and Kashmir. And then also thankful to Mr. Irfan Ali Shah, who is the conservator for South Circle. And also thankful to one of our friends, again, panelist here, Saqib Qadri. It's my duty to thank my all colleagues, deans, directors, especially Professor Pirzada Sahab, Professor Manzoor Sahab, Professor Ravindranath Sahab, Professor Noor Sahab, Professor Guru Sahab, my colleague Dr. Iqbal Sahab, Professor Parvez Sahab, our finance officer Samir Wazir Sahab, our librarian Dr. Fayaz Sahab, our dean Dr. Buneja ji, Dr. Major Sahab and Dr. Abdul Saji Sahab. And then there are so many heads of the departments, their students and scholars. So I thank you all for joining this event. Our Dean School of Engineering,